Doing a little bit of gravel riding. It's always a guesstimation with this camera. There is an actual app that I can sync, and this way I can see where the camera is showing. But I'm too lazy. And this bike has a pretty upright position. Time to wear those brakes in a little bit. That's what happens when you wash your bike. Squeaky brakes. This is my Priority Sauce single speed. Always a little bit of a walking happening on this bike. This is a vast snowmobile trail. It's a cut through to more gravel. Usually I would get caught in that being really muddy. Doesn't get used all that much in the summer. Clickers. I should come out here and ride it more, and then it would be worn in. But it's only a couple hundred yards. You can probably hear the road in the background. Tall grass, that's where tall grass is dangerous because you just can't see what's under. Oh, mud. Soupy. Sludgy. Thick mud. You know, bikes with derailleurs, those sticks would worry me. Single speed, I don't worry so much. I mean, it could still grab a spoke. The high handlebars of this bike, very comfortable, but it's a help on the downhills. Ooh, that got thick. Flinging up mud. Should have put my fenders on. And here we have a grind uphill, quarter mile or so. Good thing is, you get to come back down it. Yeah, there's no sitting and pedaling on this. Just about cresting the hill. What I could say about the Priority Sauce single speed, the gearing that comes stock on it is a pretty good middle gear. compared to other single-speed mountain bikes that I've built in the past, this is definitely higher. There's not a lot of options with the Gates belt drive to change it like if you had a chain. It can be done. There are chainring and rear cassette options. It's not like a geared bike where there's tons of options. So it's a little on the heavy side for a lot of places. I used to be able to use my other single-speed mountain bikes and make it up stuff. This one gets a little harder. On the other hand, flats and downhills are a little better. So that's the thing with single speeds, is you have to weigh the pluses and minuses of your ride. And a lot of it, I think, also has to do with the handlebars. I tend to ride a more aggressive position on my mountain bikes, but this has the more high-rise handlebars, and I'm not opposed to it. This bike is definitely more comfortable, but I would say standing leverage isn't the same as the other single speeds I've built up through the years. Couple times a winter, this ends up getting groomed, you know, for snowmobiles, cross-country skiers, so on and so forth. But after a fresh snow grooming, this road here, it's kind of like a cross-country skier's dream until they have to head back and go up. But yes, I do absolutely love this Priority sauce. I remember messaging owner, salesman, whoever it was, a couple years ago before they had this color, or the only one they offered was like a gray. And I was like, you do this color in a single speed. Oh yeah, it was the 7-speed model that came in this color. And I said, I'll buy it. And that was like a year later, maybe 2, and this color was available, and I was like, okay, gotta do it. And it's a happy purchase. Belt drive is so smooth. People that have never ridden the belt drive won't understand until they actually ride it. This is a new cutout. Oh yeah! Little camp zone. Nice. Too bad there wasn't any trails built off of it. Yeah, you could tell they cleared it out really nice. I'm actually not out this way much, but in the winter time. Because I'll admit it, I find gravel road riding a little on the boring side. I like my single tracks. I have this chest rig, but I very rarely take it out on my mountain bike rides. That's because cross-country mountain bike videos, not to mention my riding videos and my editing skills, aren't that great. So I don't get lots of views with these. It's probably 85 degrees Fahrenheit. You can feel the difference between the sun and the shade. The shade is way cooler. And it's July, I'm going to say 6th. Maybe 7th. No, I think it's the 6th. I'm in southern Vermont now, and this road we're technically heading more towards Massachusetts, but this road turns more into a double track. This is just a dirt road, then into a double track, and then at some point it really narrows and gets thrown in. But there are cabins out here. Little parking area up here, and this is where the trail narrows. I very rarely venture farther than this because it goes down the bigger mountain, and I won't even take it on my geared bike. I'd rather just come up the road. Way easier. Pause it until we get there. Cresting the hill towards the parking lot, and I could really say for an inexpensive or priced affordably belt drive, do everything bike, this bike does make a very good gravel bike with a simple tire change. Truth of the matter is, any mountain bike tire can gravel ride, but if you change it to a tighter pattern, thinner tire to save a little weight, yeah, the sauce does very well. Like I said, the gearing's not so light that you can't move, and it's not so heavy to where you can't climb a lot of things. So yeah, and you'll be more upright and comfortable than most of your standard gravel bikes. Some gravel bikes got super wide handlebars, super fat tires. Trailhead parking, and that is a dead end road to the left. Goes up to an actual camp, and these are road cutoffs. If I take a right, I can head down towards Bennington. And over here goes towards a parking area. Hey, hey. Here we are. There you go. Hopefully that is showing up some. And you can see people come up here with side-by-sides and quads. motorcycles and going that direction there. Actually bring you more towards the Massachusetts line. And I'm going to go up here and take this left a little ways and then decide what to do. I find it funny that the whole road is dirt, and that little extra section they actually finish it off nice for the parking. I'm thinking maybe a lot of people get stuck, especially when it's wet. Thing about action cams on mountain bikes is they make everything look flat. So I'm standing, but I'm sure on video it's going to look like I'm on a flat road. There's the sign for Bennington 1. And there we go from the dirt road to a double track. And you can see I'll be walking back up this, I bet. Which is fine for me. It's not overly hot and it's not overly buggy, because usually in July it is. I do know this much. If I continue on this trail, I'll be pedaling this single speed up Route 9. I'll go till it flattens out and see what I can manhandle on the way back. And once I start walking, that's when I usually pause it, because who the hell wants to hear me babble while I'm walking? No quads, it's because it's all soup. No ATVs, because it's all soup. A nice river crossing. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Gotta love the sauce. I just don't have as much sauce as the sauce needs. Okay. Climbing, here's a nice flat up here. All right. Whew. All right, this is fun. Basically, this trail does a whole lot of downhill. Comes out on top of Burgess Road down in Bennington, which is about 2.5 miles. If it was on the main road, closer to 3 miles down the mountain. So where I started was 2,200 feet of elevation, give or take, and Bennington's 700. So that kind of gives you the elevation difference. But yes, I'm not prepared. If I was on my geared bike, might be a different ball game. But on the single speed, you've probably seen some of my older videos pedaling up Route 9. Let's pause it and get back on to the main trail. Two hours later, more like 30 seconds. Yay, downhill. See my tire marks. People on gravel bikes do ride this stuff, but as you can see, this is a little bit more than gravel biking. Although a lot of modern gravel bikes do have mountain bike sized tires. Okay, climb, climb, climb. Gripping pretty good even in the wet stuff, which is surprisingly good for the type of tires I have. Here's where the grind is. Here's where I start to get off. Thought I'd ride this little bit of flatter section until I hop back off again. Let's see how I can make it to the summit. Come on! It's right there! There we go. Felt like I went a mile down, but I'm sure it's only a few hundred yards. This is a very underrated bike on the market. People see the price and they must think it's cheap or cheesy, but it does exactly what they advertise. People that have seen my other videos knows that I did upgrade the hubs and the tires, but the rest of it is stock. And but it rolls nice. The comfort of it is fantastic. It has a lot to do with these swept back high handlebars. And I changed the seat to something I already had. I put a Brooks on it. If you know, you know. It's a very well loved Brooks saddle that I've had on other bikes. And it's just comfortable. He didn't even have any bikes or anything in the back, so I don't know what he's doing, unless he had a bicycle laying down in the bed that I didn't see. He could be plain and simple meeting somebody, or going to a cabin. That road to the left goes to Chucky's house. Local cross-country skier, I know. He lives down there, and in the wintertime, he's got all the good snow equipment to get back and forth on this road. And we grind, and we grind, and we grind. And when I get towards the top, I'll turn the camera back on, or you're going to hear me babble about all sorts of crap for 20 minutes. I'm on part of the climbing section where I get to sit down and pedal up. very light grade. The one thing I could say about cycling for as many years as I had, basically the late 80s till now, and tells you my age, off-road culture is way different than roadie culture. You'll find a lot more prima donnas and bitchy people on road bike rides. When you're in the woods, been on many mountain bike rides, doesn't matter if you're on a cheap bike, an expensive bike, off-road culture is just way more polite and way more nice. And yeah, trust me, I've met a lot of friends road biking, and I was one of those roadie snobs who worked at a shop and only wanted people with certain grades of bikes and certain fitness levels, because I didn't want to have to wait for people, especially as a bike mechanic, when I didn't get as much time to ride as a lot of the other people. So our once a week group ride, some sort of nice critter up there, looked like a little fox or even a cat. But yeah, I was one of those roadie snobs, but towards the end of the rides it was a little different. I was, I guess, an extra jerk, because I would do road bike rides by invitation only, not to the masses at the bike shop, because it became, the group rides just became a continuation of work. Everybody wanted my time either to fix something for free or to bug me about parts and prices. So I picked a bunch of my peers and friends who worked on their own damn bikes and knew exactly what they wanted. So may not have been perfect for the bike shop, but it was perfect for me, who was looking to get quality ride time in. But yes, I've been on other road bike group rides, and yeah, you meet a lot of great people on the road. They're not all douchebags. There's just a higher percentage of them than off-road. And not to say off-road doesn't have its issues. It does. You run into the same prima donnas there. It's just way, way, way less. And even when I'm out here on this and I run into guys on quads, side-by-sides, anything off-road culture, the people are way more friendly and way more helpful. And I think it has to do with, you're off-road, you're not near anything. So you do have to rely on other people. It might be something as simple as that. But yeah, back to this priority sauce. I'm always impressed when I ride it. But it's going to start picking up and going uphill again, and my nice little flat or shallow rise riding will be coming to an end. Back to stand-up mode. And I know this camera is going to make it look like a flat road, because that's what the cameras do. Cresting a little bit. I love when people in videos have the little cartoon edit. 3 hours later, because that's what it felt like. Yeah, back to coasting. Breeze feels good. All right, back to coasting. Who doesn't love coasting? I don't know what the distance is because I've never clocked it, but I wouldn't doubt if it was a quarter mile of a good downhill. Maybe an 1/8 mile, but it's a good cruise down. There we are, Route 9. Make a grind back. Oh, we're... Everybody knows that mountain tires suck on pavement. I would say Visconti Race Kings are better than square knobs. They're spaced knobs, spaced out knobs, but still sucks. But they sure shine on anything off-road. Here we are, back at Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland in the summer. Any mountain biker out there that is looking for something to do in the winter, you won't get cold cross-country skiing. Everybody thinks you will, but it's hard work. But it's a lot of fun. And I've noticed that the vast majority of cross-country skiers are also cyclists. Rolling in home. Here we are at the end of the ride. I love my little Ryobi Easy Clean. I'm going to try to reset my chest cam up. I should just lay it on the ground. Oh man, I tightened that thing so freaking tight. There we go. Put it this way. See what happens. And I'm not going to go through a crazy cleanup. I'm just going to spray off the mud. Okay. Bam. There we go. Got to put it on rinse. There we go. I'm just going to get the big mud clumps off. This thing isn't really high pressure. It does have a more high pressure setting. I just don't use it. I think I got everything that I care about. Almost got the whole bottle done. Still some left in it. Yeah, this Ryobi Easy Clean. Hopefully it's showing up in the camera. It wasn't expensive at all, but it's nice. I mean, a high pressure garden hose works too. But this is handy because I don't actually have a garden hose or a spigot or anything like that. So this, in this situation, works out great. I do have a sink. I could always put a hose attachment on it, but this is perfect. One bottle usually gets me through a bike with excess sometimes like this. But if I had to do a heavier clean, yeah, you've seen in other videos where I need 2 bottles. Well, there is my priority sauce ride overview, all those good things. I really am happy with this bike. So it's amazingly comfortable. I mean, the seat that came on it was good. It was just a little too wide. I put the B17 on it, which is, well, it's on another bike. It's super comfy saddle. I should say comfy for me because Brooks are love or hate type of things. And once you break them in, for me, they're great. The gearing on the belt drive is a little big for like cross-country riding, but it's great for a whole lot of other stuff. So I think that Priority definitely spec'd it outright. I bet you most people will feel the same way. And but yeah, I'm happy I have it. I kind of use it as an in general do-all bike, and that's kind of what it's marketed for. I bought it thinking I was going to cross-country ride with it more often. But when you have 3 mountain bikes, you tend to rotate through your bike, so it doesn't get as much use. I have 2 geared mountain bikes, 1 steel, 1 carbon, and 1 aluminum, this one. But yeah, I'm happy I have it. All right, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Don't like, don't subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave bad comments. All part of the fun. Thanks for watching.